This is a certified hood classic.
All right, man. So look, man, we're getting ready to check out South Park just made Kenny rich, all right? Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This might be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the new South Park episode, don't click off this video, man. You already stayed too long. I need the support. At least watch this video, okay? If you gotta put it on mute, you gotta put it on mute. But watch this video for your boy, man. But look, man, we're getting ready to check this out. Also, man, if you want to check out the Patreon, we have all the South Park movies. We got all the past South Park movies, post-COVID, everything, man. So make sure you check it out. It's only $3 a month, and the movies are totally free, man.
We just saw Kenny unhooded for the first time in years.
Oh,
Mr.
They
took our jobs!
Returns. And Cartman's back in his old house against his will.
I want Diggin' back!
What?
This episode was stacked with so much, let's talk about it. The penultimate episode of South Park Season 26.
Bro, this is spoilers, bro. Just to let y'all know, this is spoilers. Now, we are working our way up to the new episodes, but these are spoilers. So I'm definitely going to have more of the new episodes on the channel and shit, because I know everybody's been asking about it, but these are big spoilers.
Kimball's Hot Dogs, or the episode's real title, Dick and Boss Hot Dogs.
Dick and
takes on
Boss.
the issues occurring in the current job market by having Cartman represent both the employer and the employee. After learning Butters is able to pick up a job at a local ice cream joint to help out the owner, a pretty wholesome and well-intentioned endeavor, Cartman gets jealous and wants a job there as well.
Of course.
Longing for his own source of income, simply because it's something one of his friends have that he doesn't. And
Petty.
soon after getting the gig, he gains bigger aspirations and wants to open up a restaurant of his own.
What does that old fart even do? Eric, could you please say
I heard you, Bob guy.
Oh yes, let me get that for you, Master. Right away now.
Cartman takes advantage of the people he works for by slacking off, working from home despite the job being an ice cream parlor with no remote position, and he's taking mental health days without notice. Never mind the fact that he's Cartman, so he's obviously going to be someone who doesn't use mental health days in good faith. He also tries to take advantage of the people he wants to employ, getting annoyed when potential employees try to pull the same moves on him.
But I'll need mental health days off to deal with the toxic environment.
People get this stuff.
He refuses work from home and mental health days.
Cartman a fucking hypocrite, bro. I swear, he's just a damn hypocrite, man.
Daryl, even though Kenny is shortly seen working from home for a mental health day. He even denies Scott a 5-minute break for his insulin.
This is a goddamn restaurant, you guys. There's no time for diabetes.
Brutal. My favorite aspect of this episode was, without a doubt, the unexpected heapings of continuity. It was truly insane. They loaded so many callbacks into this seemingly random episode. Seasons 25 and 26 have definitely had more callbacks than previous seasons, but this episode really stood out because of it. Leanne and Cartman's conflict is built off Cartman screwing his mom out of her real estate job.
Right, that was fucked up.
Which led to them having to live in this abandoned Coney Island hot dog spot, as it was the only place Leanne could afford. After some,
she was pissed. She was sitting there like, I'm about to whoop his ass. You know what? I'm about. She didn't even have a belt, but you bet she went to Kmart to buy one.
Brutal honesty from his mother. Cartman references Cupid Yee by asking his mom if she runs Hollywood with Kyle, saying she sounds just like him. Steven's highly specific accusation of Butters lying about his job so he can really go to a gay bathhouse is of course a reference to the iconic Butters' very own episode. One of my favorites of that classic era.
I don't know now, Mrs. Scotch was looking a little thick. Mrs. Butterscotch was looking a little thick in that last clip.
I love how Steven is clearly projecting his bi-curiosity onto his son, only to end said projection by leaving for the White Swallow.
I'm gonna go to the office and get some work done.
The White Swallow.
The cake for most people, as this episode's strongest callback, was the return of Daryl Weathers, as he applies for a job at Dick and Boss.
For a Waffle House, but they decided they needed employees to be more inclusive, so they took my job.
His role here wasn't too different from the few speaking lines he's had since his debut in Goobacks, popping in to say the line, but it got a good laugh out of me all the same. You can't talk about the job market without involving the guy associated with South Park's working class, after all. The moment really wrote itself. With so many callbacks in this episode, I was half expecting Kenny to die from laughter again. Most people caught on to this before the episode even aired, but the concept of Cartman, Kenny, and Butters reopening the Coney Island is a nod towards Matt and Trey buying the real-life Casa Bonita back in 2021.
That's what's up.
Yes, that Casa Bonita, smack dab in Colorado.
That's kind of dope, though. Like, for them to, like, straight buy that, that's, like, almost like a South Park land... I was going to say landmine. South Park landmark, bro. That's almost like a landmark, bro. In a minute, they're going to have, like, I don't know, man. They should just do that, bro. I don't know. Have they turned Casa Bonita? Somebody let me know. Have they turned Casa Bonita into something like dealing with South Park, or did they just leave it as the restaurant and shit like that?
That the show loves so dearly.
The Casa Bonita's gone! Jesus, help us!
It shut down in 2020 during the shitstorm that was the pandemic. So Matt and Trey took it upon themselves to save the restaurant with its grand reopening set for May 2023.
We got a present.
We got an opening day!
We got an opening day!
It's gonna be on May.
What? We're opening this May?
This May.
We're opening in May!
All right, we're opening in May, everybody! Feliz Navidad!
I actually...
That's dope. Okay, I can fuck with Matt and Trey, bro. They always be doing something that's interesting. You know, it might be a little cheesy and shit. Oh my God! Then everybody start working, but at the same time, that's still pretty dope, bro. These niggas is multi-millionaire, but these niggas is damn near billionaire. They franchise South Park alone is sees billions of dollars. But these niggas is they paid,
I really
boy.
want to go out of my way to make the trek to Colorado just to try Casa Bonita, earn my credentials as a hardcore South Park fan. You feel me? Hope
Man,
the
I gotta
food's
go
good.
do that, bro,
Casa
one
Bonita
day.
is also known to be a bit gimmicky. So the upgrades Cartman made to Dick and Boss in order to service his own quality of life was also in reference to this pink palace of a promised land. I also love how Cartman and Kenny end up being less focused on the money and become more concerned about using the whole experience to make as many Dick and Ball jokes as possible, leading to the restaurant's extravagant name, Dick and Bouse, which I'm pretty sure is a wink at Doghouse, a chain available in California, Colorado, Arizona, Illinois, Texas, and a few other states.
Hey, real quick, I looked up Castle Bonita. No, what the fuck is this, bro? What is this? What is this, boy? What the fuck? Is this somebody's house? Is it saying that it won't open up until May of this year? May of 2023 or something like that? Grand reopening May 2023. Okay. I'm gonna have to go there, bro. I'm gonna have to go there. Look at this. We taking Duda with us, boy. We gonna put the Duda in the high chair. You know, Duda tall as shit. Duda tall as fuck, boy. We gonna, you know, he got knee surgery. He lost 2 of his knees in the Vietnam. So we're gonna put Duda in the high chair and we're gonna take him to Casa Bonita. Now that's lit though. That's lit. So this is Casa Bonita for real. Is it pink for right by Dollar Tree? Amazing. Smashing. Hey, this mug is dope though. I ain't gonna fake it, bruh. Get Duda some floaties. Hey, wow. What the fuck? This is a big ass rest.
Cartman actually cares to have fun with Kenny, having a ball during their ventures. Whereas he couldn't care less about Butters' happiness and just wants to keep the poor boy in check so he can continue to get his way and maintain the business. Don't get me wrong though, there's plenty of moments where Cartman's still shitty to Kenny.
Can you imagine what it's like for him? Watching rich white boys like you just collecting paycheck after
Facts,
paycheck
Bob
while he
guy.
wallows in the filth of his tiny house?
Ultimately, Butters ends up putting his foot down and opens the business for Cartman, doing
Oh,
all the
shit.
hard work for him, just so he can finally make his money back. Also,
That's
I don't know if I was
fucked
the only
up.
one who caught this or was amused by this, but I can't ignore the way these CGI hot dog buns were animated as Butters lays them down on the table. I've never seen a bun this bouncy before. I don't know why these are the things I find joy in. Let's
Right,
switch gears
boy.
and talk about the birthday boy. Kenny's role in this episode was unexpected, as he was kept out of most promotional material, which painted it strictly as a Cartman and Butters adventure. Yet he ended up being the 3rd most pivotal character in the entire episode. And I wonder if that's because this episode aired on March 22nd, 2023. Kenny's birthday. I mean, come on. They treated
That's
Kenny
dope.
so well in this episode.
That's
Not
dope.
only was this one of the episodes where we can hear pretty much all of his dialogue clearly, with said dialogue being fully transcribed in the subtitles, but we also got to see our boy thriving and unhooded during the working for a living montage.
Okay.
Enjoying the good life and tasting mustard with Cartman. You know, Cartman may have been a douchebag as
That's what's
usual,
up.
but at least Kenny got some dubs out of it, with the biggest dub potentially being off screen. But hold that thought for a second. The episode wraps up with Butters deciding to sell the business behind Cartman and Kenny's backs, screwing over Cartman in the process as Butters.
Man, as Butters should, bro. As Butters should, man. Because you know what? Cartman, I can't say for Kenny. Cartman is an asshole, bro. Cartman will screw you over whenever he gets a chance, bro. So when you deal with Cartman, you got to be cutthroat, but not too cutthroat because he'll cut your throat, boy. You seen what he did to his father.
Leanne to take care of the tenant aspect of selling Dickenbaus. The new
Dickenbaus
Dickenbaus owners pay for Cartman's old house. Though I was a bit disappointed we didn't see the prince and princess again, given that they bought this house a few episodes ago. But nevertheless, the status quo has reverted back to normal for Cartman. He's back in his old digs, even if he's miserable about it. Kinda makes me wonder if Stan and the Marshes will stay on Integrity Farms. Given that Stan's been vocal about his disdain for living there, and this season has already scaled back on Integrity Farms heavy, not even involving much of it in Randy's episode. It'd be cool if Randy made enough money off Integrity to just buy his old house back and let the fam decide where they want to live. And suddenly Randy's the only one living on the farm.
I mean, that could happen though. That could happen though. You never know, man. Because I think a lot of people were saying weren't too fond of Randy living on the farm and shit and selling weed. But me personally, I think that's kind of cool, bro. I think that's pretty interesting. But maybe he can have his own weed business in the back.
Also, I love the South Park realtor picture on the sold sign of Cartman's house, with the agent still striking that goofy ass pose. And although I'm glad to see Butters walk away from this before win, what about Kenny? I'm assuming Butters was able to get a pretty good deal out of selling Dickenbaus, and although he's fine screwing over Cartman, who still got his old house out of this, Kenny was also a co-owner. And I don't think Butters would hold the same animosity towards Kenny that he does at Cartman. Butters would be way more understanding of Kenny's situation and recognize that he was going along with Cartman's plans but not actively conspiring with him. So I think it's reasonable that Kenny would see a chunk of the money that came from selling the restaurant. Basically,
how much did
what
they
I'm
get?
asking is, did Kenny just get rich on his birthday? I think so. Or at the very least, I would love to see it. The episode wrapped itself up pretty fast, so although it wasn't mentioned here, I could easily see it being addressed in a future episode. Wouldn't be the first time South Park has done something like this.
Well, we know that Kenny does get rich from Butters, remember? You got to remember, Butters does help Kenny get rich. Now, I don't know if Kenny will start making a lot of money before that, because remember when we saw in the post-COVID, we saw they went back in time, they did all that shit, and now at this current point, Cartman is going to end up homeless on the street, fucked up. So we seen that. We know that that's going to happen. And Kenny did end up getting rich. Him and Butters, I think they're going to have a lot more episodes together, bro, on some real shit.
I just want to see Kenny have a win, man. After everything he's been through, I think finding his way into a buttload of money would be more than deserved, while also adding insult to injury when it comes to bruising Cartman's ego. We know from the post-COVID specials that Kenny does become a rich and successful scientist in the future, even after the timeline was altered. So this episode could be setting that up, with him amassing enough funds to go to a really nice college, or even start cooking up some crazy inventions now while he still has his youth. Either way, the seeds are being planted for this future to come to fruition. And we'll definitely see Dickenbaus pop up again, whether that be in another episode, a special, or even as a location in the upcoming third video game. So I'm sure we'll get the status of Kenny's possible fortune sooner than later. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I would love to hear yours. What'd you think about this episode? And would you love to see Kenny cross into Rich Boy territory?
Hell yeah, bro. I think Kenny is going to cross over, man. Shout out to my boy for this video. I think Kenny is definitely going to cross over to it, and another reason too. That is the whole reason why we're getting ready to do some more gaming on the gaming channel for the South Park game. We got to finish up the Fracture Butthole and shit like that, man. Why? Because they are possibly dropping, not even possibly, they are dropping a new South Park video game, all right? So we got to be prepared for that, my boys, because you know, the second that mug come out, I'm stopping everything we doing on the channel and we dropping it on there. So make sure y'all follow Gaming with Quizzy.